Hey guys, JV here bringing you another Destiny 2 tips and tricks video. This time we're covering one of the most improved activities in the game. Just a heads up, this is your place for daily Destiny 2 content here on YouTube, so hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for Destiny 2 tips and tricks videos. Today I'm going to share my ultimate public events guide, everything you need to know about public events in Destiny 2, including their heroic versions. Whether you're still grinding to level 20 or you're racing to be raid ready, this guide should help you with one of the game's best activities. So let's get started. Beginning with the basics, public events are random activities that appear in the shared public spaces of each planet in the game. Each event presents a unique challenge that you must complete before the timer runs out. These are unlocked fairly quickly as soon as you make it through the first few story missions and are allowed to roam freely in the European Dead Zone, so something you'll see early on. Like the original game, these events are timed and will disappear if you happen to miss them. However, Destiny 2 makes it much easier to track them. Pulling up your map shows all of the public events happening at a given time. What's also great is our ability to look at the maps of other destinations even when we're not there, which allows you to hop to any fast travel point just in time for the event. In this game, there are two types of public events, normal and heroic. The difference is that heroic events are much more difficult, offer better rewards, and require you to complete a more specific set of objectives that the game doesn't tell you about within that event. Once you've hit maximum level, you'll always want to go for the heroic events. We'll touch on every single one of those after we get through these basics. If you happen to reach a public event before it starts, you'll see a flag planted on the site which allows you to rally the flag. You want to activate this beforehand because it refills your super ability automatically, which is super helpful for the event. And I'd love it if this also merged your public instance with other players, but it doesn't seem to do that. Public events are usually not easy to do by yourself, so if you happen to be alone during one and near a fast travel point, a quick tip is to open up your map and fast travel again to the same point. That will re-instance your Guardian, giving you a chance to find others who are also doing the event. Just make sure not to do it too close to the start of the event. Before we dive into each event, let's talk about the rewards. So normal public events give you pretty decent rewards by themselves, a few reputation tokens, rare blue gear, and glimmer. There's really no shame in not completing the heroic. Even if you fail some of the events, you get one reputation token. However, the heroic versions are most definitely worth your time, especially if you're seeking light upgrades. You've got a fairly decent chance to find legendary and even exotic engrams in heroic event chests. So my best advice is to activate the heroic version of each event whenever you possibly can. There are 8 different types of public events in Destiny 2, each with their own unique set of objectives. While the timing of public events is random, the destinations in which they appear are defined. As we go through the events, I'll share where each one appears, what your objective is, and how to trigger and complete the heroic version. Starting with Cabal Excavation, you'll find this in a few spots in the European Dead Zone and on Io. This event requires you to capture the Cabal drill like a Crucible objective, fend off waves of Cabal enemies, and survive until the progress hits 100%. Meanwhile, Cabal ships rain down missiles that will absolutely one-shot anyone standing too close. The basic requirement is to complete the capture, which will reward you with the normal loot cache. In order to start the heroic version, you must kill the Cabal Thrasher ship that appears around the 30% mark. Once you've done that, you'll see the heroic event notification at the top of the screen telling you you've done that and now you're doing the heroic version. A boss tier Centurion will spawn at this point, and killing him becomes your main objective. Also, the mortars will fire on specific Guardian locations instead of randomly around the drill, so you'll need to watch out for that too. Kill the Centurion and you'll complete the heroic. This is one of the easier heroic events in my opinion, minus the mortars, of course, those can get annoying. Next is Glimmer Extraction, which appears in several locations across the EDZ and Nessus. Your objective is to stop the Fallen from mining Glimmer by killing the 4 commanders, followed by an elite captain at each position. This public event asks you to do this several times over, moving around after each captain is slain. If you're able to defeat all the captains before the timer runs out, you'll receive the basic rewards. For the heroic version, you'll also need to target these small machines called Glimmer Refineries. At the start of each event, there will be 3 refineries, and these will actually go with you at each new location. However, if you destroy one, it's permanently gone. It will not reappear. So over the course of the 3 different locations, you'll need to destroy all of them before killing the last captain in order to start the heroic. Once you've done that, a huge pile of Glimmer will fall to the ground, and you'll have to stand nearby and capture it in order to complete the heroic version and get those rewards. A boss level captain will appear, and you just need to stand in the Glimmer in order to complete this one. You don't have to kill him in order to do the heroic. Next is the injection rig, which you'll find in a few places in the EDZ and Nessus. The Cabal are attempting to establish an outpost, so your objective is to destroy it before they can finish doing that. First, this event asks you to kill 3 elite scions, one wave at a time. Meanwhile, the outpost creates a large orange bubble which burns you if you're inside of it. Obviously, this will force you to leave the bubble until that process is over, but this happens several times, so you'll have to constantly watch out for it. After you've killed waves of Cabal and their scion elites, a boss centurion will appear. Killing him before the timer runs out will end the normal version of the event. Unfortunately, the heroic requires you to juggle even more responsibilities. Each time the bubble starts to burn anyone inside, the outpost will reveal yellow vents along the top, middle, and underneath portions of the structure. And during each wave, you'll need to shoot these vents in order from top to bottom until they show white smoke. So the first 2 events are fairly visible, but you'll need to watch out for the final set, which are underneath the legs on the center of the structure. Your time window for shooting these is super short, so you've got to be quick on this one. If you successfully shoot the vents and kill the scions, 2 interceptors will appear along with our normal centurion boss, and the boss is still the main objective, so kill him after you've done all the vent stuff and you'll grab your heroic rewards. This is easily the most annoying heroic for me. Now we have Servitor Resupply, which will appear in the EDZ and on Nessus. The objective here is to kill a giant boss tier servitor before the time runs out. During this event, Guardians will be teleported to random locations around the map, making it difficult to just burn down the boss. As you whittle down its health, the normal size servitors will appear and shield the boss from taking damage. You'll need to take them out in order to continue on with the boss, and luckily the heroic version is very straightforward here. At half health, the boss will spawn 3 shield servitors that you have to take out anyways. Kill these guys before they disappear or shield the boss again, and you'll start the heroic version. The boss will become deadlier at this point, but again, your objective is the same. Kill the boss to finish the heroic. And this is definitely my favorite because it's simple, easy, and the heroic is very straightforward. Next up is Spire Integration, which you can find in many locations on Nessus and one on Io. This one requires you to prevent the Vex from reaching the conflux and sacrificing themselves. So you'll have enemies spawning in all directions trying to reach one location, and your job is to defend that until the timer runs out. And if you're successful, you'll receive the normal rewards. Alternatively, the heroic version is a bit different. In addition to the central conflux, there will be 3 capture points around the event area not too far from the central point. You'll need to stand on these points in order to activate a beacon while also defending the conflux. As with any capture objective, more guardians on the point allows you to capture more quickly, so keep that in mind. However, you'll also need to watch out for the exploding Vex fanatics on those points. Once you've completed the capture, the heroic version will start. This comes with more difficult enemies like Cyclops and a boss-tiered Hydra, and as long as you have 1 sacrifice remaining on the counter when the time runs out, you will receive heroic rewards. This one gets a bit hectic, but if you have enough people, it's a piece of cake. Again, you don't have to defeat the boss-tiered Hydra or anything like that, you just have to do the objective. Now we're looking at Taken Blight, which you'll find in a few locations across the EDZ and Io. Your objective is to kill as many Taken as you can to fend off the Blight, but you can also shoot the central target in each Blight bubble to progress. Similar to Glimmer Extraction, this public event will move around to 3 locations before it's finished. Each wave will get progressively more difficult, but as long as you kill enough Taken before the timer runs out, you will complete this event. The heroic version is a bit of a pain. On the final wave, you'll see 3 Blight bubbles appear, each with a central target that you can destroy on the inside. You must kill all 3 of these in 20 seconds in order to start the heroic event. At this point, a boss Taken will show up, and your objective is to defeat him. Once you've done it, you'll receive your heroic rewards. Also, not a big fan of this public event because the Taken are really bad. I don't like them as an enemy, and you absolutely need as many people as possible to do this one. I find it pretty difficult. Next is Weapons Exchange, which will appear in a few spots in the EDZ and on Titan. More Fallen are mining for Glimmer, so your first objective is to kill their captain. Once he's down, a Fallen Walker will drop down and you'll need to destroy it before the timer runs out. The normal version is as plain and simple as that, but for Heroic you'll need to treat this like a strike boss. Every time the walker is weakened, you shoot its legs and expose its core, it will drop objects called arc charges that you can pick up. Surrounding the walker are 3 bubbles protecting scorch cannons. Each bubble has a receptacle for an arc charge, so you'll need to pick those up from the walker and deposit them in order to unlock the scorch cannons. Once you've done this for all 3, a second walker will drop out of the sky, and now you'll need to defeat both of them in order to complete the heroic event. This one is also one of my favorites. I think it's pretty straightforward and really fun. Finally, the last public event is Witch's Ritual, which you'll only find on Titan. For this one, you'll need to defeat a series of hive wizards. The first 2 are invulnerable, so in order to bring their shields down, you need to stand on 2 plates near the portal. This is all while taking care of the knights guarding the plates and fending off endless waves of thralls. After capturing those and defeating the wizards, a final boss tier wizard will appear. Kill that one and you've completed the normal event. As always, there's a bit more to the heroic version. Once you've killed the first 2 wizards, 2 crystals will appear on either side of the portal. These also have shields, so you'll need to step back on the plates to bring them down and destroy those crystals. You have a very limited time to do this, so focus down each crystal one at a time. After the second one is destroyed, the heroic event will begin and a boss level knight will appear. Kill that boss and you'll finish this heroic. Alright guys, today I shared my ultimate guide to public events. In the comment section below, tell me what your favorite public event is. For me, it's probably a tie between the Servitor and the Walker events. Those just feel like fun, they feel like mini bosses, so share yours in the comment section below. Next time, we will cover more Destiny 2 here on the channel, so stay tuned for daily Destiny 2 tips and tricks videos. If you learned something new, remember to hit that like button and subscribe for lots of Destiny 2 content. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.